review for exercise 7-12. So in my example, I know your numbers are going to be different. It's probably not even the same number on the review, but this is about the Benoit company, and they produce 3 products. And so I've been given the selling price as well as the variable costs and the contribution margin. That was very nice. They added all up for me. And then they say that there's demand for the products very strong, and they can produce more than the raw materials that they have available, and the same materials used in the product. And in my case, the material cost is $3 per pound. Yours will probably be a little bit different, and I have a maximum of 5,000 pounds that I have available to make my product. So what I did is, you can see that I have an $80 selling price, $32 contribution margin, 56, 14, 7, and 20. So anyway, so what I did is I put it into a spreadsheet. Of course I did, right? Because that's what I do best. So here are the exact numbers. So here was my selling price, here's my contribution margin, selling price, contribution margin, and so on. Frankly, I don't care about the contribution margin ratio. That was very nice of them to provide that, but I didn't really care. So the first requirement says, let's see, what was the first requirement? The first requirement says compute the contribution margin per pound of material used. In other words, the contribution margin per the constrained resource. So my constrained resource is the material, and it's $3 a pound. So I'm just going to put that in there. So my question to you is, at $3 a pound, how many pounds were produced per unit? So it cost me $24 in direct materials, and at $3 a pound, that must mean that and that is not a dollar, that means that I used 8 pounds. Okay, so I had $24 in direct material, and that direct material cost me $3 per pound, so I must have used 8 pounds. 8 pounds times $3 a pound, $24, right? $8 times $3, $24. Okay, good. What's my contribution margin per unit? I'm just going to transfer that on down to over here. So my contribution margin per constrained resource is simply what my contribution margin is divided by what my constrained resource is. So that is $4. So let's go ahead, now that we might have the hang of this. How many pounds did I use when I prepared the unit or the product B? So my direct material costs were $15. I'm going to divide that by the $3, and I used, dang it all, that is not it. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing over here, so I'm going to just change it. Okay, so it used 5 pounds, right? 5 pounds of material used times $3 a pound gives me $15 in material costs. My contribution margin, again, I'm just going to bring that on down. And so my contribution margin per constrained resource is going to be the $14, and I'm going to divide that by 5, and there's $2.80. All right, one more. Let's go ahead and say that I used $9, and I'm going to divide that by 3, so I used 3 pounds. My contribution margin is $21, so I take my contribution margin, divide it by my constrained resource, and I come up with $7. So what is the order that I'm going to produce things in first? And it's pretty apparent to me that $7 is the highest. So this was A, this is B, this is C. So my order is going to be, first I'm going to do C, then I'm going to do A, and then I'm going to do B, right? Because it's going to go $7, $4, and $2.80. Now, can I show you something interesting? What's interesting to me about this is that if you looked at just the contribution margins, you'd see that actually product C is not the highest contribution margin. But when you look at it with respect to the constrained resource, because it's only using, you know, the 3 pounds, right, then it actually is better. It uses less material to produce stuff, so it's actually coming up with a higher contribution margin per constrained resource. So so if this question asked me what my highest contribution margin was that I could attain, assuming that I had unlimited demand for all 3 of the products, I would simply take that 5,000 pounds, right? 5,000 pounds, and divide it by the $3 a pound, and I'd realize that I could make, okay, I can't really make 0.67 of a unit, so let's just round that. I can make actually I'm going to round that the other way, right, to 1666, all right, because I can't really make 0.67 of product. So that's how many I can make, right? So then what's my contribution margin? And this is product C. Why would you agree this is product C? That I'm going to make that many, you know, that's product C. How many units I can manufacture given my 5,000 pounds in raw material. Okay, 666. What's my contribution margin for my product C? Well, it is $21. So if I take $21 and multiply that times how many products I can make, that would be the maximum contribution margin that I can make in this scenario. So I hope that helps.